Also, boyfriend, not my cup of tea. I really was not here for it. Like, oh, like, no. But the song on its own just didn't do it for me. Like, I feel like if the song was released without a music video, I would have just been like, no. Also, yes, I understand I'm in the bathroom. Don't judge me. Don't try to clock me. Mind your business. And, yeah. Hey, it's me, Ricky, aka Tariq, aka that fag on the internet. So I don't know if it's apparent, but my voice is not in best condition right now. My brain is not coming up with words, but I had another idea for this video. I was gonna either do a cover or talk about a song or talk about Rihanna. I have a lot of different video ideas, but here we are. Okay, so this is an unpopular opinions video, and I understand, like, I just want to preface that unpopular opinions aren't really a thing. Like, they're just a thing people say when they say things that they're too afraid to say otherwise. First of all, we're gonna get straight into it and upset a bunch of people. Beyonce is low-key overrated. Like, I don't want to say high-key overrated, because she is talented. She has gusto. She is fucking brilliant. But, like, Lemonade, really? Like, I get music is subjective, but really? I went and listened to it, like, in its entirety, and I was very disappointed. There's a couple songs on there that I really fuck with, like Daddy Lessons and the singles for the most part, which makes sense why she released the singles, because otherwise, sandcastles, shut up, Beyonce. Nobody cares about your sandcastles that you didn't even build. Like, speaking of, she didn't write the album, and like people give her credit for writing the album, and it's like, no, she did not. Like, not by herself at least. She had a bunch of people working on it for her. Like, next unpopular opinion, it's not music related, but throwing stuff away for tax season. Like, especially when it's good stuff, like stuff that still works, it's just like, you could have gave that away. You could have sold it. You could have done anything in the world but thrown it away. Like, it just seems wasteful, assuming that the item works. Because I've seen some TVs thrown out, and I'm like, I bet that TV still works. And you just threw it on the side of the road. You, like, why? People use Bluetooth when they're on the phone in their car need to be shot. Like, and speaking of shooting, gun laws in America need to be stricter. Like, nobody cares about your fucking First Amendment right or Second Amendment, whatever amendment. Because back in the day, when that was written, they were talking about firearms that need to be reloaded every time you're shot. So, like, not submachine guns and cannons and shit like that. Like, well, cannons, yeah. But that it's not an accurate, like, I'm sure if the people of then were alive now, they would not be making the same laws, because we have different firearms, more dangerous firearms. And I don't think anyone should be able to carry them around. I don't even think police should be able to carry them around. Like, I think it should be like in other countries where even police don't have guns. They just have, like, maybe tasers or batons, because no. And then, like, they're supposed to be justified in shooting someone because, oh, they felt like their life was threatened, or, oh, they were, whatever excuses cops use to shoot people. And it's just like, no. Honestly, I feel like there should be way better sensitivities training, like an emotional aptitude test for people in certain positions. And by certain positions, I mean the police, nursing, like anything in the medical field, because you have someone else's life in your hands, and we don't take that seriously enough. Like, we feel like, oh well, they could memorize the material and they could go through the training, so like that's all we need. Like, no. Like, some people have an agenda and some people are just fucked in the head, and you're really about to give them a gun and a badge and a needle and the ability to, like, no, America, do better. Cancel culture needs to be canceled. No, I'm kidding. I just wanted to say that for the sake of making a joke. But cancel culture needs to be revised, because people like to cancel people for things that are really stupid and arbitrary, like things that like everyone does, but because it was done publicly, it's like, well, I guess you gotta go now. Well, no matter what side someone's on, there's always gonna be people following them. Like, no matter what, that's just how things go. And stan culture needs to be revised. Like, I hate the idea of a ride or die, because it's like, people do things that are not acceptable. And just because you stan them doesn't mean you should just overlook that. If anything, that means you should hold them accountable for what they're doing. Like, there's only one person that I've ever claimed to stan, and it's Ariana Grande. Now, she is a really non-problematic fave, but more recently it's been coming to light that she's kind of problematic, and I'm one to admit that. Like, with the skin darkening thing, I'm like, okay, I understand both sides too. I'm like, it's not on purpose, she's not doing it to be black. But then I'm like, okay, but you make music adjacent to black people, and you make music enjoyable for black people. So like, it's kind of strange almost, because there's a lot of other people who do the same thing, but their skin doesn't get darker. Like Katy Perry, Gwen Stefani. Hey, it's me, the editor. So I also thought of like Betty Who and Dev and so many other pop stars, and like, they do the same thing. Like, they make music in genres that are generally enjoyed by a certain group of people, and it works, and their skin doesn't get darker. It's just like, what are you doing, honey? Because it's also lighting and makeup editing and shit. Like, what's happening? But that's my 2 cents. You know, but not to compare. Not getting into that. Not today. But it needs to be right. Like, when she did that donut thing, I was like, that's kind of gross. You need to stop. Now, granted, she apologized for the wrong thing. She apologized for saying that she hated America, and I was like, fuck America. Like, fuck America. But the donut thing, that was gross. Like, why would you do that? Why would you fucking lick the donut and put it back? Like, that was gross. Hey, it's me, the editor, again. I know you're happy to see me again so soon. But, so boyfriend, not my cup of tea. I really was not here for it. Like, oh, like, no. Like, I enjoyed the music video aesthetically, but the song on its own just didn't do it for me. Like, I feel like if the song was released without a music video, I would have just been like, no. Like, I really don't. Like, sonically, it just doesn't do it for me. And I hate that I'm saying that, because, like, the music video was really cool, like, aesthetically. I don't really like the concept too much, but I guess it makes 4 cents. I'm gonna leave you with one last thing. And for my parents out there, you're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate me. Beating your child is not cool. It scars people. It makes people afraid of things, and it's just not cool. Now, one could argue, oh, well, you've never been a parent. You don't know you can't tell someone how to parent. But I feel like we've all been children. We've all been on the other end of that. So, like, it's not that hard to be like, okay, well, this probably isn't something you should do to a child. Like, this isn't something you should do to someone who is still developing. And, like, I don't think that's a crazy idea. Like, we've all been children. So like, I think if anything, everyone knows what it's like to be a child. If you have memories of a child, because that's a whole nother thing I'm not gonna get into. Yeah, like, I'm not even gonna go into depth about my own past, but like, it scars people. It really does. Especially when they're dealing with like emotions and your response is to physically react. Like, that's not, it really fucks with people. Like, it really does. And watching, if you got this far, you're appreciated. And hopefully I'll see you next week. And bye. I almost forgot. I need to do one thing for me before you leave. Before this video is over. I need you to, it'll help you more than it'll help me, honestly. I'm not asking for myself. I'm asking for you. Okay, are you listening? Are you fucking listening? Okay, come here. Stay beautiful.